Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
It's William and Andrew here at Allegory Gallery. I'm going to do this again just as soon as our Instagram goes live. One moment.
One moment, please. You can do it on your computer.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's William here and Andrew from Allegory Gallery. Thank you for joining us. We're a little late tonight.
I wish we had a good excuse, but we both passed out on the couch.
I probably look sleepy. We were up very early, both of us, and we couldn't get back to sleep. And I had to be up very early for my doctor appointment today, and we just were pushing all day long.
Hopefully it sounds like you had a good appointment.
Yes. So I wanted to catch you all up a little bit on that. We'll wait a little bit for people to come in since we didn't really announce this video.
We overslept.
We tried to... I was even trying to do this for 8:30, and we still are later than that. So hello, Anne. If you're out there, please say hi in the comments. And we have a few people out there on Instagram watching. Thank you so much. I have to look this way to read the Instagram comments because they don't show up here for me. So pardon me while I squint with my still sleepy eyes. Sadent1, Sadent1, Marty the Dragon, and Duck Duck Bruce.
Oh, Beth
is out there watching us on Instagram so far. Hopefully you're still out there. Cheryl says, "Oh, hi, this is a pleasant surprise. Hello."
We overslept.
Yeah, so if you missed the beginning, the very beginning here, Andrew and I both ate dinner tonight on the couch, which we usually do, watching a show, because that's usually our one show of the day. It's our one little break. We usually watch something while we eat.
Usually we do our live before we go.
Yeah.
Have dinner, but sometimes that runs late, and we were both hungry.
Well, we were both, like I said, up very early today. And
I went to the store today, y'all.
Andrew was at the store. So I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning and could not get back to sleep. My appointment, I had to be up around 8 for my appointment anyway to get ready and get there in time. 8:45 is when I had my alarm set. And of course, when did I start getting sleepy again? 15 after 8. Yeah. So
that's like me. I had to be at the shop at 11 and I couldn't sleep. And then at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm just leaving the house to go to my appointment and he's passed out finally. It's like what kind of
That's
nonsense?
I usually go to bed anyway.
Yeah, right. Dr. Bruce says hi. Beth says hi. So
you know Beth from Touchstone.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for us.
Are you taking any classes, Beth?
You taking any classes there?
I've got my eye on one, but I'm not going to say what it is so it doesn't sell out.
As soon as he says it, it's like the force fills that class up.
I actually have my eye on maybe 3.
He's like, really? He's going to confuse the universe now. He's like, no, it's not just 1, it's 3.
I would like to do Ann Wolf's class. She's based out of San Diego. I think she's still out of San Diego. And does Mocha Magane.
So she's looking at the schedule.
And there's some cool boxes. And then Adam Atkinson, he's doing one on moving parts. And I never was formally trained as a metalsmith. I took classes at community spaces and workshops and did a lot of learning on my own. So I don't have normally you go through a process, like a curriculum, I guess. And so I'm a little bit, there are gaps in my knowledge. And so one of the things is anything that has to do with hinges and moving parts and things like that, I just don't know because I haven't done a lot of it. So that would be a good one.
That says we'll definitely take 1 week-long workshop and a weekend one.
And then the other one is Sandra McEwen because I have a little bit of a crush.
So that's probably the one you'll want to take.
I know, but her one fills up so fast. I was going to take it at Aeromont last season, and it was full.
Full.
With a waiting list that was like as long as their arm, they said. And then the one I'm going to take at Aeromont class, it's either Jim Beauvais on casting or Cat Cole. But you know what? Jim Beauvais, he lives nearby, so that's the silly thing. They have to travel
all
10
the way
hours.
down there. Yeah.
And he lives like 45 minutes from the house.
Beth sends hearts. So if you're out there, please say hi. I'm sorry, I'm looking all around. We have kittens in the room. They're getting a little bit naughty. Just a little bit. I don't know what this one's chewing on something, one of my cables.
I'll take care of it.
And
because they're getting into electrical cords.
Yep.
It's not going to have many kittens for long.
Nope. Barnaby's sitting on my lap.
Quietly nice.
Quietly, so nice. Being a very good boy. He's doing pretty well. He continues to get better each day. Beth says, Jim Beauvais, he's so great. And kittens! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. There's a Tallulah. Barnaby says, hey, feet are touching me.
You look all crunchy.
Says, well, do you like feet touching you?
No.
Yeah. So we have kittens. He's luring them out with strings right now. Their favorite thing.
One in my pocket.
Yeah, he constantly has a string in his pocket.
I used to keep catnip in my pocket until I got attacked and I got nervous. They got too close to my areas.
Oh, yeah, they started sniffing out the pockets.
And violently. So I was like, nah.
Susan, our neighbor, is here. Hello, Susan. Says, love you, kitties. They are good. Mostly. So for those of you who are wondering, I got lots of messages today about my doctor appointment. Thank you all for the positive energy. My doctor's appointment today went very well. They did a check sound on my heart, did blood pressure and heart rate and listening to my lungs to make sure there's nothing going on there. Everything is stabilizing. My blood pressure is stabilizing. My heart rate is good. I have been given the okay to do light exercise again. So I'm excited about that. I can maybe do a little bit of running. She's like a mile. And I'm like, okay. Because I was doing like 2 to 3 miles during my running. So it'll be good to start with a mile, I guess. And just when I had started building up, and then this happens. So I can also do a little bit of lifting if I want to and stuff like that. So I have get my resistance bands out again. So that's good news. All is good. My weight is staying steady. She's like, you just look a lot better. So that's good. I had my thyroid tested today.
Imagine if you have a full night of sleep.
I know. Wouldn't that be something? My thyroid blood work was done today. I was in the normal range before, but I was a little bit high. I was like a little bit jittery, which I think could have been possibly part of my issue too. It was just high for me. I'm back into a very solid middle ground in the good spectrum, very deep in the middle, which is perfect, and where usually my family kind of feels the best. There's a lot of thyroid stuff in my family. So very good there. All in all, a good trip, a good doctor visit. I do still have to stay on my medications for at least the next 3 months. They're going to retest and recheck up in 3 months. And she said I will probably stay on my medications at least for a year to make sure there are no heart blips in that time. And if I have any AFib episodes in that time, I will probably be on the medications indefinitely. But if I don't have anything within the next year, I may be able to come off the medications. They're leery about taking me off the medications because AFib runs in my family. And they are not convinced yet that this was just a case of possible stress, dehydration, too much salt, high thyroid, everything else that I believe it compounded into being.
The perfect storm.
It was the perfect storm, I think, to give me that. I've never had heart issues before that. So we'll see. If all continues to go well health-wise, I may be able to come off the medications. They also said there is a heart procedure that they block. There's a little pocket in your heart in the upper valves that is a little pocket in there, and when your heart's beating correctly, that pocket fills with blood and empties the way it should. When your heart is going into AFib, that pocket doesn't empty out, and that's where you can get your blood clotting, is in that little pocket in there. And I guess there's a procedure you can have done to block that little pocket off, and then your heart grows, muscle or whatever around that, and there's no chance then, and it doesn't affect, I guess, your heartbeat at all. There's no chance of you starting a blood clot.
What's the pocket for?
I don't really know if it's a thing that's left over from evolutionary thing, if it serves a purpose at this point, but apparently you can have that blocked off and it's fine. So they said if I have that done, I can definitely come off the medications. And I'm like, take a few pills or go in for a heart surgery. I think I'll just continue taking a few pills if that's the case, but we'll see if I even have to do that. So
your blood pocket.
My blood pocket. Now that would only really take me off of the blood thinners, not necessarily the beta blocker, which is to slow down my heart rate. So we don't know if I come off of that, if my heart rate will skyrocket again or not, because of my rapid AFib. But anyway,
probably we should get everything under control in our own lives.
I know, so I'm not so stressed. Beth says, thinking of you both, William and Andrew, got to run, but we'll try to come back to the love, and we'll stay tuned.
Probably the
live and love, and we'll stay tuned to hold space for you in this journey. Sending love. Thank you. Wegman Christie just joined us on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining in. Jones of Instagram came on. Jones of IG. Our friend. Thank you for joining us.
It's fun that we're getting different people.
Yeah. I
mean, I like our OG crew, our AGB band.
Of course.
But
we can
nice
add on.
New energy.
Add on to the crew.
Make friends.
Let's see
Have
here.
everybody kind of meet up.
Marianne is on here. Khalidi has joined us.
Howdy.
Marianne says tail. Yes, there's a tail jumping around down here. Barnaby, he's just jumping on and off my lap.
He's doing way better.
Yes. So, what else is going on?
I was at the store.
Andrew went to the store today. Hi, buddy.
Look how healthy he sounds.
You want to say hi? Here. You want to say hi to everybody out there? He says, no, I'm getting shy now again. There he is. There's my buddy. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy how much a difference there is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gonna give me kisses? Oh, hello.
Yeah, he's healthy now.
Give me kisses.
He still has a little bit of trouble breathing in the sleeping time.
Yes, he gets his little chest gets congested at night. So does mine lately. So, and so such a sweetie boy. Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Cindy is here. Cindy Amador, thank you for joining us. Oh, he's a good boy.
So nobody came in the store except for Barb today.
Yeah, Barb came in to visit Andrew today. Diane tried to come in to visit Andrew today, but she was late. She was working on some inventory stuff. She's getting into some new shows, which is exciting for her. Very proud of her. She got joined into a new show.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And so...
my head was hurting today because it's raining. And so I was like, bye.
Yeah. He's like, because I came home after, and the cats didn't eat all their food last night, so I said I will feed you when I get home. And so I came home, fed the cats, gave Barnaby some of his shots, his oral shots we give him, and Andrew's like, "When are you coming back?" And I said, "I'm home. I'll be down soon." He's like, "Because I have a headache and I'm not feeling good still." So I came down and spent the rest of the day there. And
he's gonna go to his other job and take some pictures, but his mom said it was
pouring down rain there.
It's gonna be like disaster time with all the ash and stuff.
Yeah. One of my coworkers from that other job stopped in today. She was down here in Ligonier doing some things. I think you said what her mom or her sister was at the dentist down here, and we talked a little bit about things going on and some of the things that happened. She lives very close to the building, so she saw the fire and everything that happened firsthand. Talked to some of the firefighters, so it was good to hear from her. My boss just texted me. They're having a lunch get together on Friday, so he said I'm invited if I'd like to come, but I'll probably be in the store. I don't know if I can get away. So they're planning something, and I think the fire marshal comes tomorrow to try to look at everything and see if they can determine any type of why the fire started or what's going on. I think they're talking with insurance too, and all that are coming, I think, tomorrow. Lots of stuff going on.
My guess would be mice.
Very possibly could be.
It's an old building, and
there were mice galore in that building. Less lately than there used to be. There used to be little mice presents.
There's cats.
Yeah, there were cats. But the cats didn't, they only stayed in one area. And we still don't know if the cats got out or not. That's the sad thing. But we're all just hoping that maybe they did. Maybe they're just scared and they're not around yet. Sylvia Warren B joined us. Bopper Bear joined us on Instagram. Thank you all so much. Yeah, we're streaming on Instagram now. How about that?
We're fancy.
So fancy. Yeah, so we stream almost every weekday live. We've been doing this for the last 3 years, almost 4 now, 3.5 years since 2020, mid 2020. And we try and go live almost every weekday. We've been doing this on Facebook and YouTube for that amount of time. Instagram has just allowed our streaming software to plug into it. So now we're streaming on Instagram. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're new to us, please say hi over there. We love it.
We used to do them every once in a while.
Yeah. Before that, it was like really every once in a while. Nervous. Yeah, we always got nervous for the lives. Now we're just like, I don't know what's going on.
It'd be so like, I'd be like, all right, I've got my checklist. I'm going to have this, get this ready.
Yeah.
Now it's like, all right, so I found some chewing gum and some rubber bands. What am I going to make with my project today, y'all?
Right. Yeah. So sometimes, as he said, we do projects and tutorials and demos. That's mostly when Andrew gets on. Mostly when I'm on, we sell new products. Sometimes we do giveaways. Sometimes we just tell you. Sometimes we have days called Let's Chat, where we just hang out and chat with one another because we love to chat anyway. We spend most of the lives chatting.
I feel like that's what our thing is. Let's chat every day.
It's Let's Chat every day at the beginning, and then we get into usually the meat. But yeah, that's who we are. We sell beads and jewelry and artwork, and
we're crafty.
We think lots of good stuff. We're pretty crafty. Sometimes we do things with dye sublimation, like we're going to show you today. I have a Cricut. Sometimes I do things with that. I'd like to do more with that. So give me some ideas, maybe. Andrew does a lot of metalworking and blacksmithing and enameling. Polymer clay, collage. I do some pottery. He does drawing and painting. So we try and get into a lot of stuff. You don't always see all the process of the stuff, but we're going to work on that in the new year and do some more stuff with you.
If you want.
If you want. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you just want to keep seeing beads for sale.
On Patreon, I'm adding some of my experiments with enamel.
Oh, good.
So, of course, it would be so nice to have time to actually
do all this.
Do it. You've been so crazy with everything going on with my dad and your health and Barnaby and now your work.
My job. Tall Blonde Designs joined us on Instagram. Chris Gannon joined us on Instagram. Thank you all. Cindy said, I had a Cricut, but the blade drove me crazy. So far, I'm not having any issues, but I don't use it as much as I could or should probably. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'll get my pottery wheel set up here in the new year, and we can do some little pottery things. I don't know. Who knows what we'll do? But I hope you'll be along for the ride. And you can follow us everywhere. Just find Allegory Gallery. It's pretty much everywhere there.
Our Patreon is Star Cottage Studio.
Yes. If you want to see our Patreon, here, I think I have a banner for that.
We're going to change that soon. We were going to change it to something else, but then something else happened, and then something else happened. And then so
maybe in the new year, everything's like the new year. We're just pushing everything into the new year. Like
it's like the Little Orphan Annie diet tomorrow.
It's like throw the darts in the new year and see what sticks. That's pretty much what I feel like right now.
Well, I was talking to somebody today, aka Barb. She's the only person I saw, and she's like, you're very productive, and I'm like, I could be more productive. And then
we don't feel like we're always productive, but then people are like, y'all are productive.
And then, but also, somebody once told me that my half ass is more than most people's whole ass. So
there you go.
So that works out.
Oh no, Donna's having a tough day. More plumbing issues.
That's not good.
That's no good. Sandra's with us. Hello, Sandra.
We have to call a plumber too.
Maybe I can fix things. We'll see.
William tries
DIY edition. Yeah, if you don't know, I have a page on Facebook and Instagram called William Tries Things, where I try different things and usually report back. Sometimes show you while I'm trying. Mostly trying pottery lately. Trying new health meds lately. Trying to stay sane lately. But maybe we'll have a William Tries Plumbing.
William fix the toilet.
We'll see.
That's the one that we can't try. We have to just do.
We just have to do.
No try, just do.
Cindy used the Cricut to make cards mainly. Nice. Teresa's joining in.
We got it so we could make silk screen.
Yeah, so silk screens for enameling. That was the purpose of it. And that's the thing we've used it for the least so far. But hopefully we'll get more things done. Barnaby, I love you, buddy, but my legs are going numb. My legs are going numb.
He's just so big and heavy.
I know. Now I have to cross my legs so that he doesn't sit like this and he sits more like this. Because, he has to sit straight. And my leg goes numb. Teresa's here with us. Hello, Teresa. Michelle is here. Hello, hello. Suzanne has joined in. I wasn't sure if we'd see you later here tonight, Suzanne. Thanks for joining in. I know sometimes you can't make the later ones.
I saw Melody was writing about you.
Oh, yeah?
About Suzanne and her designs.
Nice. I have not been online at all today. Like at all. I went to the store. There were enough people coming in mostly people coming in to chat and catch up. So my coworker from my other job came in and we talked for like an hour and a half. And then Diane came in and we talked for like an hour and a half. And
I talked to Barb for like an hour.
So it was just like a long day. And in between, I got pictures of the things we're going to show you today, which you can already see on the website if you go there.
I talked to our neighbor because it was like the thermostat in our part of the building controls it for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was like 100 degrees.
Somehow it got bumped up way high.
I think maybe the landlord came in or something.
Maybe. Because
I was almost gonna puke because it was so hot.
It was set to like 76 or something. and I usually keep it at like 70, maybe 72 on a really cold day.
And it's like 60 in the house.
We're like 68 in the house.
Is it really?
Yes.
I mean, I frog around in a t-shirt, so it's not.
Yeah, we try and keep it comfortable in the house. Like if it's a cold day outside, it's a little chilly in the house. But if it's a warm day outside, it's hot in the house.
When we visited my parents, they're like, we got a hotel in case there was a full house. And so they were like, for one, it was non-refundable. So it's not like we're going to just get a hotel and then not use it. But I'm so glad we did because they keep it super warm. Yeah. And my dad needs to keep it warm because he's, dying. But they've always kept it warm.
Yeah. When we go down for holidays and stuff, it was always like we're running around in t-shirts and everyone else there is wearing sweaters.
I was wearing a t-shirt and short pants. And my mom was like, are you showing off? And I was like, no, you can see the sweat pouring down my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that like the new form of showing off?
Oh no, Donna's coffee maker gave up the ghost today.
That's a sad, sad day.
Her son saved the day. That's good. Barnaby's falling asleep while he's wheezing here a little bit.
That happened to me, and about the coffee maker dying. And luckily, we had a friend who had an extra one, and they brought it over, and it was necessary.
Yeah. Colidi says, love your adventurous spirit, William. Thank you. I need to be more adventurous, but thank you.
I can give you a list.
Don't ever ask Andrew. If he offers you a list, I don't know if you want to take the list. If it's like a list of places to visit for food, take the list. But if he says, I got a list of things that you could do.
I know. Somebody said they were bored once. I was like, oh, really?
He's like, let me help you with that.
I can put you to... You don't ever have to be bored.
Right. Suzanne says, yes, Melody surprised me.
Isn't that nice?
Marianne says, I would be unhappy if my coffee maker died.
Correct. I'm going to try that new mushroom coffee.
You keep talking about that.
It's supposed to be, it keeps your stomach flat.
Are you eating the mushroom things we got?
Sometimes. If I remember.
Donna says, I keep my house at 73 year round. Suzanne says, Cinnamon sends her love. Barnaby, Cinnamon sends her love to you.
He's cleaning his nails right now.
Yeah. Barnaby is very, very good about cleaning his fingernails and toenails.
He's always been like that.
He cleans them so good. Even when he's not feeling well, he cleans them. And that's what he's doing right now. I can always hear him click, 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 click. When I hear that click, I know that's what he's doing. Being a good boy.
A good sign that he's feeling
good. Feeling good enough to do that.
Usually when cats get not good, they give up.
Michelle says, my husband lives off of coffee. We could never have a coffee broken in our house. Coffee maker broken. Marianne likes the temperature around 65 for her. Mushroom coffee is not coffee, says Suzanne. Suzanne, Suzanne, if you don't know, posts a coffee meme, I think almost every day. And they're usually with cats and they're fun. I get enjoyment out of seeing those most days when they pop up on my feed, and they do most days. Rosie Portillo joined us on Instagram. Thank you, Rosie. If you're out there, please say hi. We love to talk to you. This is what we do. We hang out and chat. It's like coffee talk, right? We just sit around and talk to each other for a little bit at the beginning of most of our lives. We very rarely get right into it. That's not us.
I like that when we do that.
I know. When we have to push something really fast because we're time constrained, it feels so weird. We like to hang out with y'all.
Unless it's like an adventure.
Khalid says, when you're in Tucson next, I have a lot of William Tries projects for you. Would make great content. Oh boy. Oh boy.
We're not probably going this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we probably will not be going to Tucson this year. It's not in the budget. We had to make some cuts for next year because most of y'all know what's going on with us. My job recently burned to the ground. My other job, very hard emotional thing. We're not going to talk about it too much today, but
it's so weird. It feels like it's so long ago, and it just happened like 2 days ago.
I know. It's one of those things that feels like it happened forever ago, and yet like it's not even believable that it happened.
It's not even started, the hard part.
Yeah. So that's going on. Teresa says 65 to 70 here as we get oil delivery a month, 145 gallons a month. That's
how big's your house?
That's 145 gallons a month. It seems like a lot. I don't know, but because my aunt, when we were in the apartment before, I don't know how big those tanks were. Those may have been 500-gallon tanks. I don't know, but oil is not inexpensive, right? It's pretty expensive. Donna says, I enjoy hanging out with y'all. We enjoy hanging out with you all too. Amanda Hogan joined us over on Instagram. Thank you, Amanda.
If you don't see people, we start to get worried.
I know. Teresa says the tank is 250 gallons. That might be what my aunt had. She had 2 of them, so maybe that was why it was a 500-gallon. Usually, she'd do it like once a year. She'd buy the gas. Twice on a really bad year.
Somebody need to check on Lennox.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Lennox in a while. Hopefully she's okay out there. I keep meaning to look on Facebook, and by the time we're done with the live after talking about it, I always forget.
Same with Helen. Somebody need to check on Helen.
Mm-hmm. So we have stuff today.
Busy with the family though.
Probably. So I have this down below. That's the Patreon, Star Cottage Studio. If you'd like to join, that money is used to improve something in the studio. Sometimes we use the money every month. Sometimes we just bank it and use it for a larger project. And we usually report back to you on what we did.
It's like PBS?
What's that?
When they're like, your money went towards.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, you know where it's going. So that's what we used a little bit of it. I still have to get pictures. I repaired some spots on the roof. The flat roof. We had a leak. In the fall, we realized there was a leak, and I was able to get.
It was getting terrible.
Yeah, so I was able to get up there with some patching stuff, and patched it. And the last rainstorm we had, including today, we had a rainstorm. It has seemed to work. Knock on wood.
Knock again.
Keep knocking on that wood.
Annabelle's like, no.
She's like, no, don't do that. So we used some of that money for that most recently. Suzanne says it's Linus's birthday tomorrow, she thinks. So I have to check on her.
I just remembered a general time of the year for most people.
Yeah.
Like I almost said I don't remember when your birthday is, but then I remembered
the
end of February.
Yeah, the pretty much worst part of most winters is where my birthday is. Growing up, my birthday was always pretty much a miserable day. Not miserable in that it was miserable for me, but just that the weather-wise it was like the coldest days of the year in the middle or the end of February. It's like that last hurrah for bad winter.
Michelle's birthday is usually the best time.
Yeah, you've got the September time.
It's an awesome time.
It's usually very nice and very beautiful for him.
And wonderful. For my whole birthday month.
Michelle's asking how my appointment was. I talked about it in the beginning. If y'all didn't tune in till later, my appointment went well today. Levels are good. Things are good. Have another checkup in 3 months. So thankfully, all is good. Blood work is good for my thyroid. All good. Very happy with that. Still taking meds, can't come off of them yet, maybe in a year. So we'll see.
So no classes on Friday.
Yes,
Jen.
no class for Jen on Friday. Jen is away with her family for New Year's.
If you want to come and hang out, you can come and hang out.
You can come and hang out. I'll be there. Unless Andrew steps in and I go up and visit my other coworkers. One of us will be there at the store. And then no Saturday morning tutorials until the new year. Sometime in the new year, those will restart whenever Jen gets back and we're able to film. So don't look for those yet, but do rewatch if you missed any, or if you just had a lot of fun with one of them, rewatch one. I rewatch TV a lot, so feel free to rewatch any of those. They help our YouTube channel grow. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. youtube.com/Allegory Gallery. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths are having a end of year fundraiser. Let me take this banner down so it's not confusing. The Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths is a group. Andrew will tell you. He's better at telling you. Tell him, Andrew.
He's like, tell him.
You're in the part of it. You do the blacksmithing.
So let me put my cat
He's
down.
got to clear his throat, put down the cat. He's got to get to business here.
So the Society of I don't know if y'all know this, but in the blacksmithing world, it's not always necessarily the most diverse group of people. So with that,
At least here in the U.S.
Everywhere pretty much.
Yeah.
So the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths started with a group of women and women identifying people who got together, and they had an event where they made some stuff and they hung out, and they kind of recognized that the blacksmithing world needed to be more inclusive and wanted to have more diversity in that. Because usually it's a lot of straight white males, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes that can be where people don't always feel comfortable when they go into situations like that. So the idea was to promote that. And so from that one meeting, it developed into an organization which helps provide grants for people, fund projects, help people. Artists in England ended up having their studio burned down, and they helped her get a visa and different things and fundraise and grants and all kinds of stuff so that they can rebuild the studio. From me, I got a grant earlier this year or last year.
I don't remember now.
When I met my good friend Elizabeth Broom.
That was this year.
So it feels like we've known each other forever. So I got a grant that helped offset the cost of taking that workshop. And I don't think I would have been able to take that workshop if it weren't for that grant. And I know that that's changed my life in so many different ways. So at some point during this year, shortly after that, I believe, there was a conversation that got started about having BIPOC makers be more represented. It started off kind of as a focus of being women and women identifying people, and now it's kind of
And for people who don't know what BIPOC
is Black, Indigenous, people of color. That's me. I'm POC.
A POC.
And so sometimes people are like, what is that? And because that's a relatively newish term, I guess. But it's one of those ones where as we're starting to you know, explore these different marginalized communities and historically underrepresented people, and hearing their stories. I think social media is one of those things that's a great democratizer, where people who formerly didn't have a voice now have a platform a little bit more easy. And so these things are becoming more talked about where they weren't before.
Your friend Warrior Metalsmith joined us just
Andrea.
now.
Oh, good.
Thank you for joining us.
I hope I get to see you soon. I'm going to be driving by your house. So.
Maybe you get to stop in.
Yeah. Well, I hope, because I'm going to be... Hello?
Hello.
If you didn't know, they make hammers. NC Black. They're
NC Black. Very nice hammers for metal work.
Yeah, I guess you could use that for other stuff, but mostly for microshell forming. She also did a DVD, which is really good. But anyway, so that conversation started, and we started talking about doing a retreat where we raise awareness and do education and do exhibitions to elevate people who are usually kind of marginalized and not necessarily given, you know, a fair kind of fair chance at, you know, showing stuff and things like that.
That's Barnaby coughing, everybody. He has a coughing fit every once in a while still.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, buddy.
He might need a shot.
Yeah, we got to get him a steroid tonight. It's a night for the steroid.
The weather changed. I don't think that helps.
He does this normally because of his asthma. He does this almost every time the weather shifts.
Not as bad.
No, it's more congested lately. That's when he got his little cold or whatever it was. He got very congested.
Gertie's getting concerned.
I know. Michelle says, "Oh, Barnaby, I sounded like that just a few days ago." Yeah, he's on his antibiotics, and he is on steroids too. Generally, he's on steroids if his asthma gets too bad. So, but he goes through a little fit, and then he evens out.
So anyway, the fundraiser is they do a fundraiser once a year, and that kind of funds the mission for the rest of the year. And so all of December, they've been doing their end of year fundraiser. If you go to their website and go to the fundraiser tab, you can see all the different swag you can get. But for us, since we only just confirmed the location we had talked about it with them before, and things are turning into like this multi-year project. It's pretty wild to think that this started with a little small conversation and it's already growing into national museums and exhibitions and stuff. But anyways, so to help fund that, we're helping sell some pins, and hopefully that'll encourage people to give a little bit extra.
Yeah, so let's flip the camera so you're not just staring at me while he's talking, and we're going to flip the camera around and we'll look at some pins.
Maybe you move your mouth and then the people will think that I'm talking through you.
Or that we have, what do they call it? It's not subtitles, but dubbing.
Yeah, no. So it's a really amazing thing. I feel really honored to be a part of this. There are some incredible people who have done a lot for the metals community, and not just for BIPOC, but the metals community at large. And so one of the things that we talked about as a way to kind of reward people, because there isn't a specific prize for the BIPOC retreat fund. So I feel like that's not getting as much. They've been really good about sharing about it and like getting the word out about it, but nobody's ever done it before. And I think sometimes also people get kind of sour grapes about it, where they're like, how come you're not doing it for this kind of thing or this thing? And and it's one of those things where we're like, well, if you do the work, then you can have the event. But anyway, so we asked different artists who are helping organize the event to send some of their artwork, and we would make some dye sublimation pins. These ones are just the prototype samples, so the pin backs aren't added yet.
Yeah, we add the pin backs after. But these two are from Funlala.
Coker.
Funlala Coker.
So this is from a recent exhibition at Brooklyn Metalworks. Funlala is currently a resident artist at Mass Mocha, which is up in Massachusetts. And they're really cool. They're doing a lot of like vessels, and they were in Memphis and doing stuff in Memphis and at the Metals Museum.
Funlala was doing things, right?
Mm-hmm. And so Funlala is, these are some of the pieces from the recent exhibition. And so we decided to make some pins. We got permission.
These are available on our website at the very top now. Move them right up to the top. And all the money for these will go toward the end of year fundraiser for the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths, which ends like in 3 days.
So not much time.
So if you want to grab these and help that fundraiser, you can always donate to the fundraiser just by going to their website and donating right there. But if you'd like to purchase any of these, you must do them before the last day of the year. 31st, right? December is 31 days. So there's like 4 days. We have to have time to send the money. So it's like 3.5 days. So if you'd like to grab these, you can do that. They are only $12 each. We also have one from Aminata, and this is Aminata Conte, and this is one of her pieces.
She's out of, I think, Brooklyn right now, and she's pretty cool. She is weaving. I think her mom is from Nigeria. I can't remember, but they have a lot of these woven baskets which they carry on their heads, and so she took that kind of form language and used it in metal. So she weaves baskets and vessels out of metal, and it's pretty wild. Like I watched a presentation that she did from Metalworks, a virtual symposium in the spring, and it was pretty, the amount of work that goes into preparing the material to weave is pretty amazing.
That's cool. I think they're really cool.
I think that's one of my favorites. That pin turned out one of my favorites.
That pin turned out really well, yeah. And then of course, Andrew can't
I can't not
do it because he's the one creating this idea.
It's not just me, by the way.
No, but the idea for the pins.
Oh.
So he's got to do his own. So
plus I have access to my images.
Right.
I didn't want to be bootlegging people's images off their Facebook.
So Andrew did this one. He also did
That's one of my sculptures.
This one.
That's one of my pins.
And this one was in New York Jewelry Week, right?
Yeah.
Just this year.
It's still there.
It's still there. And then
that one's called Moving Target.
Then he did this one.
And that one is called A Case of Blue.
And then this one, the one that's gone all over the world.
That one's a little beloved. That one and the Through the Woods piece were in a show in Tennessee at the Silver Fern Gallery. And then the Many Faces brooch that went to the Metals Museum. That went to New York Jewelry Week. That went somewhere else.
I was trying to think. There was at least another one in there, I think.
And I think, I can't remember.
Michelle says, your museum pieces.
Yeah, these are mostly the ones that I do for that. For my
Yeah. So these are the 7 pins that are available, $12 each. These ones, Andrews, are a new size. They're 1.5 inches by 2. And so we did these in a nice little different size so that it fit the artwork a little better. And then these ones from Funlala were perfectly sized for the ones we already use, the sizes we already use, which I think is 2.5 by 2.5, and then 2.5 by 1.
That's another one of my favorites.
Which, this one?
This one.
Yeah. This one.
Because of the spacing around it.
Yeah, it looks really good on there, I think.
I think it makes that piece look really good.
Yep. So there's that. And these, again, are all on the website. And any money donated or used to purchase those will be donated directly to them from us.
One thing that we've talked about before, I'm going to mention again, is that because this is on a natural product, it's on wood, there is a wood grain. So it can kind of look like it's like striped a little bit, but that's not from the printer, that's from the substrate. So we've got to, I don't mind it. I think it's kind of neat to have like variations based off of something, kind of like a print, it's not an exact duplicate. So it's kind of like takes on its own life, which I think is nice. It also makes these things a little bit more accessible. And the fact that some of my pins, especially the one, is not, it's not inexpensive.
No.
Oh, and that was in a magazine too. And it was in New York Jewelry Week last year too for Queer Euphoria.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing I've ever made.
So if you're seeing, like, these are done on wood. If you don't know our pins, these are dye sublimated on wood. So these images are heat pressed onto the wood from a special paper. And if you're seeing the lines, these are not like printer ink lines or anything. This is actually the wood grain you're seeing. So the wood is specially coated to take this, and you are seeing the image on top with the wood grain. So that's why they have, it's like, if you see them just from far away, it's like, oh, that printer image didn't come out very great, but it's really the wood grain. Yeah, and it's also the way, yeah, it's a lot about how the light reflects off of them when we're using these kind of bright lights. In person, they look so much better in person than on pictures, and there's not much I can do about that. But a lot of y'all have purchased some of our other pins, so you already know
that they're a little bit
that they're better in person. Sometimes cameras take too much detail, I think, and that's when I take pictures of them. Sometimes it's like all the squiggly lines that you don't even normally see, your eye kind of edits out, but they get caught in the picture.
That's like when I take pictures of my artwork. Sometimes it boosts up the details, and I'm like, what happened?
Like if there's a cat hair in that painting, it's going to show the cat hair in that painting.
And if it's like on the face, it looks like a huge scar.
Yeah.
But like in person,
you don't even notice it.
Yeah. And like you'll go to museums and stuff, and you see some real interesting paintwork. Like there'll be like brush hairs and stuff, and cat hair and dog hair and every kind of other stuff. Yeah. But then you see like the postcard of it, and it doesn't.
Yep.
So anyway.
Suzanne says, very nice. Khalidi says, how cool that your art can be transformed in different mediums.
I think it's nice. It's also something that
accessibility.
Yeah, it's one thing about accessibility because I know that like not everybody can get, you know, a $500 brooch or a $1,200 brooch, and but a $12 pin that supports a good cause, it's not a big.
Yeah, our friend Michelle McCarthy joined us over on Instagram. Thank you for joining.
I haven't seen her in a while.
I know, I haven't gotten to see y'all in a while.
She's down over in Key West. So anyways, that's one of the things. We're also in the background working on a fundraiser for William. I feel like we're always doing a fundraiser.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any funds and we have to raise the funds.
I know. We invest so much right back into the business, and then it's gone. And it's in inventory. It's not gone. It's like in inventory or in a thing.
You know, and we did have a moment where we could have not done this. You know, I think there was a choice not to do this.
Do what?
The fundraiser for SIBS.
Oh.
And just focus on our own stuff. But I think we both feel very strongly about using whatever platform we have to help others, because others have helped us, and we want to return the favor.
Our friend Pamela joined Studio One Creations.
Howdy. Oh, we have your paintings still. We'll have to arrange a pickup time for that.
Yeah. Now that we're kind of here for a while, hopefully. Well, I will be.
Knock on wood.
I know.
So anyway, so this is one of those things where we are excited about these prospects and the ability to help if we can. I don't know if these are going to sell, but at least we tried.
Yeah, put them out into the world and you see what happens.
I'm a little bit discouraged because they just only barely hit the just over halfway mark, and there's only a few days left of the campaign. And that money really does go towards helping people who don't have access to tools or education. So they do a lot of really wonderful stuff. They give money to help. And I think because they're also artists and also working artists, they are very mindful of like paying people for their work, which sounds crazy. But
paying an artist for their work and what they do? What?
Yeah, like you
don't just work for exposure?
No. This one's kind of for exposure, but that's okay. But and if you have 1,000 and you don't know what to do with it, you can get me one of Anne's figs. That I'll take that all day long. I'll wear that on my forehead. It's probably like the size of a football, but I'll still do it.
So these pins, you can go to allegorygallery.com. Each pin will be made and created just for you when you order it, and they will have the pin backs. These are just the blanks that we made to show you. They're easier when they can lay flat for the camera for showing you all. Michelle says, I think getting halfway the way people don't have money right now is really good.
I think anything is good. It's more than nothing, right?
Yep.
But still, you know.
Yeah. When you try and set a goal, sometimes that's the goal.
I mean, sometimes if you don't have the money, you can't do the things. And thankfully, the way that we're working for the BIPOC event, we are trying to line up grant funding also on top of everything. But it does change the scope. So if we have more money to work with, then we can do an exhibition catalog and have it professionally printed and have like a book. Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be something?
Having a professional photographer instead of me with my iPhone. You know, I think that is an amazing thing.
That'd be a great way to start the first event.
And also, it's the one that sets the tone. You know, it's the thing that for the future events. It will really shape and determine what we can do next.
And who gets involved.
Yeah, and also to show that we can actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We've only raised like $800 for the BIPOC event, and it's like I think 5,000 to do the space. So we are not close at all. So we've got a couple days left, and we're gonna push as hard as we can, and hopefully y'all like these. And we're gonna make some more stuff. And we're working on our own fundraiser, so I am neck deep in kits. William helped me drag this box out that was like 48 pounds, which doesn't sound that much until you're trying to slip and slide in the rain and the mud.
Yeah. Cheryl says, I just picked up 2. I have ideas.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
I saw your...
I know, your pin was so nice.
Now, did you use a pin, right, for the deer?
Mm-hmm. That was the deer pin.
I didn't know if it was a pendant or not. I guess it's just
we didn't make pendants. Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
If you didn't see, Cheryl did where she made a beaded bezel
around her pin,
and it adds such a nice textural element.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you did a good job. I'm proud of you.
Very good job. Hello, Norma, just joining in. Norma, we're just about finished. But we're doing these. If you'd like to grab these, they're $12 each in the online store. These are for the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths fundraiser, for the end of year fundraiser for them. And we hope you like them. We hope you grab some. If not, and you don't need any of these, don't want any of these, you can go over to the website for the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths and donate directly there.
And also, okay, I've been pushing the BIPOC thing because I want that to actually be real successful. But if you just want to give to the scholarship fund or one of the other things, they have t-shirts, they have...
Can you pick which fund you're donating to?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the problem. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's also a problem in the sense that we don't have swag for the BIPOC retreat. So, and I feel like people want something, they want a t-shirt, they want a sticker. So this is our attempt.
Here's, yeah.
In the final last hour.
I know, what do they call that? The 11th hour.
The Hail Mary.
But we're trying. Should have made some totes or something.
I know. Well, we don't have a logo yet.
Oh, that
somebody's working on it now. I mean, Sibs does,
yeah,
but the BIPOC
doesn't.
We just came up with a name, but we're not allowed to officially say it yet.
Okay. Well, maybe in the new year. We're pushing it all again into the new year. But
tomorrow.
We're going to go because it's late and we already passed out once tonight. So thank you all for joining in. Thank you for grabbing stuff. And if you have any questions about these, please feel free to email us, info@allegorygallery.com. The information about each pin is in the product description with the artist name there as well. But if you have any other further questions, please never hesitate to write. And we will see you back. What day is today? Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow. All right, everyone?
Maybe.
Probably.
We have to go to Ohio soon.
Yeah, we do. Sheila's coming back home. We're today, and we're gonna go visit her at some point. And Andrew wants to check out some things over there
for fake Christmas.
Right. So
we didn't get to.
I know. So, but probably we'll be here tomorrow. Most likely, I don't know. We'll see. If it's probably not the driving day tomorrow, but who knows? Who knows? And if we do, it's probably going to be maybe some new kits again tomorrow. Please do check out yesterday's video if you haven't watched it. We do have a number of kits still available. Not that many, thank you all. Many of the kits sold. I think we have kits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, maybe. At least just 1 or 2 of each of some of those. But feel free to take a look at that video, and please send any emails if you'd like to try and get any of those new kits that I created. And we're going to try and make some more of those for you. All right. Thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye now.
See ya.